These are all that's left. A precious few faded snapshots of 2 lives upended by terror.
How was she murdered?
Stabbed.
Now, authorities are releasing one more photo decades after the brutal crime, and it could be the key to finding a baby torn from her mother's dying arms.
It's a very tiny little town, very small population.
Jennifer Parker tells our Michelle Sigona nothing bad ever happens in the tiny town of Strasburg, Virginia.
There's not much crime, not really much of anything going on.
Quiet.
Very quiet.
Quiet, except for one terrible day that nobody can forget.
It's heartbreaking. And I want it to come to an end.
Jennifer's childhood friend, Sylena Dalton, was funny, bright, and always cheerful.
Small girl, but a huge personality.
Firecracker.
Oh, firecracker for sure.
And she was a nervous new mom at the age of 20. Sylena already had her hands full with a newborn baby girl, Allyson.
She was scared, she was young. She was really nervous. Allie was colicky, so she was very tired, but she was happy about being a mom.
Allyson Dalton is born premature, and at 10 weeks old, 8.5 pounds, the frail little girl is just starting to get her strength. Then on a warm July morning, Selena's mom kisses her daughter goodbye, not knowing it would be the last time. It's around noon when Selena's friend Kelly Fessler gets a chilling phone call from a mutual acquaintance. The voice on the line is racked with panic.
She told me that Sylena was on the couch and there was blood all over her.
Blood? Kelly races to Selena's apartment, met at the front door by their friend whose face is frozen in fear.
At first, I honestly thought they were playing a trick on me. But once I got up there, then I realized it wasn't.
Kelly finds Sylena stretched out on the couch, shrouded in a blanket.
She was laying on the couch, and the blanket was up over her head, and I pulled the blanket back. And then after that, it's pretty much a blur.
Kelly's mind reels at the sight of Sylena covered in blood, dead. What's blurred in Kelly's memory is spelled out in the autopsy. The medical examiner's report detailing the gruesome horror of Selena's final moments. Deep stab wounds to her chest, piercing her heart, lungs, liver, and stomach. With more cuts to her hands, a clear sign that a terrified Sylena fought desperately for her life.
She had been stabbed several times in the chest. We later found out it was 5 times.
Her time of death somewhere between 9:15 and 10:30 a.m. But before Kelly can even process the horror, she gets another immediate jolt of panic. Baby Allyson's crib is empty.
The baby was missing.
The baby was missing.
Kelly calls 911, then family and friends.
And what did she say?
Sylena is gone. Someone took Selena's life, and I just dropped.
But there's barely enough time to mourn Selena's death. The small town launches the search for the missing 10-week-old.
This was big news.
It was huge news.
State troopers canvass every inch of the highways in and out of Strasburg, even drawing the FBI into the search.
They were getting off at every exit, every possible site that the child could be at in search. I mean, you name it, the type search you can name has been done.
But sadly, the searches turn up nothing.
It was sad. I mean, Strasburg, had never had a murder like that. It's not typical of the sleepy town that it was.
No sign of baby Allyson, and little idea as to who would want Sylena dead.
Have you been able to find any known enemies of Selena's?
No.
No enemies, but police do turn up one clue from an eagle-eyed neighbor who saw something odd that morning.
He heard a noise, looked out his window and saw a male putting a baby into the passenger side of a truck.
Police don't name any suspects, but people in Strasburg do have their suspicions.
Everybody believes the same thing, which is what I believe as well, that the baby's father is guilty.
What is this man's name?
Daniel Pompel.
Danny Pompel was Selena's on-again, off-again boyfriend, 10 years older than Sylena.
And what did you think of him?
He was strange. I didn't like him. Didn't trust him.
Sylena and Pompel did not live together, but the local papers report that authorities were called frequently to the apartment because of domestic fights.
I think once she found out she was pregnant, things took a downward spiral.
Spiraling further with disagreements over custody and support. Adding to the drama, a paternity hearing reportedly scheduled on the day of Sylena's murder.
The day before everything happened, she told my mom that she was going to try to do things civilly, keep Danny out of court, do things the right way, try to keep everything calm.
And Jennifer says Sylena wanted things calm for one simple reason.
She was terrified. She was scared of Danny. She was scared that he would come after her.
Pompel has, by all accounts, cooperated, answering all questions about Sylena and that awful day. And police have never named a suspect or a person of interest. But private investigator Chris Borba says there's a good reason Sylena's family is pointing the finger at her ex. Remember, authorities placed Sylena's time of death somewhere between 9:15 and 10:30 a.m. And Danny...
He has put himself there at the scene around 9 o'clock in the morning.
He did?
Yes.
How do you know that?
He told me.
Coming up, if Danny's talking,
Can you come to the door?
will he talk to us?
We just want to hear from you. We want your side of things. Can you come outside?
He said he was at that apartment at 9 o'clock that morning. He told you that?
Yes. He said he knocked on the door, no one answered, so he left.